Alright, I think I am now live. As usual, someone should check my audio balance, but I think I should be okay. Welcome to this week's AEGIS Design Cinema. It is Sunday morning afternoon, and today I am going to be drawing some concept art for new commander robots. Not robots. Commanders. Human characters. I have a few that need to be sketched out a bit before we pass them on to the final artist, so I'm going to be doing some preliminary designs for those. So the commanders I'm going to be doing today are Commander J. They're going to have code names. I don't want to give everything away, but they're Commander J, Commander L, Commander V, and Commander SH. Then we have one other new commander that I may touch on. There will be 5 new ones total, in accordance with our some new developments that happened, and that we had an extra slot, and we just decided to make a nice round out of 5 new commanders instead. And they're going to be pretty cool. We've tested them a little bit. Of course, I'm planning out this canvas as if I'm totally going to stick with this and not just draw doodles all over the entire space. But yeah, I'll probably just end up doing that thing where I draw doodles all over the entire space. Let's see if we can maybe keep this a thing, or at least mildly structured. So I have like some good ideas of these characters in my head. Commander J is a male character who is cool and tall and hero-y. He is very heroic type of character. Let's say that if this line makes you like 7 feet tall, he's probably a solid 6 feet, maybe a little taller. Let's see. He can be about 6 feet. I'll draw like a little oval where his head will go. We're gonna be doing some pretty basic like front-on sketches of these guys. I'm gonna get like a good like general like design down that I usually trust Dan, the other artist, with selling the characters via pose. Other character we got is Commander L, which is a female character who's going to be probably about average female height, about like 5 something. A little bit more of an elegant body type. Commander V, I actually don't know which. I guess Commander V can be really tall or really short, but Commander V is basically codename for he is a villain-ish character. He is an antagonist, very distinctly. I'll see what I want to do with him, but he's going to be pretty average height too. So at the moment at least. Maybe I'll decide to make him like 7 feet tall because it's funny. And Commander SH is another female character who's going to be on the shorter side. We got these letters are significant because in AEGIS, aside from the characters that are named after A, E, G, I, and S, there are neutral commanders that aren't bound to any country specifically. Or rather, I guess it's just the main characters that are named after A, E, G, I, and S. But there are neutral characters that aren't really bound to any country, and they have names that start with the other letters of the alphabet. And the thing about that is that throughout the lifetime of AEGIS, the plan is to have one character per letter of the alphabet, except for AEGIS, which will have several characters under each of those letters. And those will generally be the main characters. So these characters are designed to be... These characters are designed to recur throughout the lifetime of this game. So if we ever need like a villain character to show up, we'll retap Commander V, and we'll see if we can fit him into the story that happens to be going on for any given like expansion or set or whatever. That kind of gives you a nice like guessing and prediction thing to work with, where we'll have a nice little chart of all the commanders eventually with all the letters taken up, and you can make guesses on who will Commander X be, who will Commander I be, well I guess that's Ixa, who will Commander Q be. You can draw your Aegis Sonas. I hope my music's coming in okay for once. Very important. I swear half the time I stream and then I find out that the music isn't actually working for the first like 2 hours of the stream. Hmm? Huh? I mean, you could just ask Spryfox. Let's see here. Spryfox, audio check. Yeah, I noticed that on the thing. Who actually understands? Like, I have my... oh, there we go. I'll never understand audio on computers. I put it up a teeny tiny bit. Okay. Oops, I hope I didn't turn it up too high. Like, adjust it properly. Good morning, Yamel Chokan. I hope the day is treating you well. Anyway, let's see. Because I'm also kind of waking up over here too. Let's... Alright, good. So let's see. We got... So let's see, let's beef this guy. We got Big Man. And of course my computer's lagging just a little bit. It's a little annoying. So, Commander J. You got big guy. Big man. Do some square. Feel like it is general. Square off his jaw a little bit. This will be the first time I've ever actually done any of these guys on paper at all. So, a lot of times when I design a character, what I'll do is... I'll see if I can get like the roughest version of them. Just get like some sort of decent costume trait that I like. And then, you know, I'll go back in and I'll edit it later. So like faces and stuff will change and other details. Like right now, this is gonna be mostly about the character design. And I probably won't do it like this draw the skeleton way for all these characters. I'll probably still do more with silhouette, since that's usually how you end up getting a better character design anyway. Often when I like draw like a mannequin, I end up fiddling too much over details at the start. Let's see, so this guy, his arms are always crossed. You know what, let's give him a wide stance, because that's probably how he'll always be standing. I can just adjust his leg right there because I don't feel like redrawing the whole leg. Let's see. Give him some muscle. And he's gonna go like hard. Got arms crossed. Not that the arms anatomy quite matters. Man, the anatomy will matter enough. Got like big, broad. I don't really have any characters with like big, broad shoulders yet. It's really just like Etwall, who's kind of just like a normal body shape, but with like an extravagant coat. But like this guy will be the broad shoulders commander of the 20 some odd commanders that will eventually be in this game. Let's see. Now, Commander L is the one I'm second most excited about. Because she is going to be very interesting. And she's going to be different. She's going to be reasonably different from the other. It's going to be very different from the rest of our commanders for sure. Which is, always the goal when designing a new commander is you want them to be different from every other commander. But like physically she will be different-ish. Whereas where are other commanders? We have other female commanders are of course Ixa, who is like super quiet spy. She's like barely a character because we don't really explore her very much in this current iteration of the story, the Stellar Ascent storyline. She's just kind of like she's very mysterious. And Stell, who is like super overzealous Power Ranger. And then we have Diane, who's like Furiosa from Mad Max. And then Poppet, who's like Ed from Cowboy Bebop meets Harley Quinn. And she's like there's like no normal like no normal people in this game. There's like no normal well-adjusted people. Like Einer's like well-adjusted and like Goon's pretty chill. And Etwall, but then yeah, like Etwall is like larger than life, and Rios is Rios. So let's see, we're gonna get... This character's actually based on sort of the Day of the Dead, or kind of like the Book of Life, like that animated movie that came out recently, or within like the last few years. Said poses aren't really super relevant here, but I don't really know what kind of her... I only have like a small grip on her personality so far, but she is... yeah, based on like, yeah, Day of the Dead, Book of Life. She's gonna have kind of skull makeup on her face, and I think she's gonna have longer, more normal hair. So everyone, I think every other female currently has short hair except for Poppet, who has like ridiculous giant curly cues. She might also end up with a giant hat, because hats are cool. Every commander besides Rios has some kind of cool headgear. Maybe she'll end up with a hat, who knows. Yes, the robot can also have a hat. But then we have Commander V, who is much more open-ended. Actually, we've gotten a lot of good detail on him from Sir Reginald. Described him a few different ways. I think he's described him as like sort of a Captain Hook, but I like picture him as more like a Don Kanonji. But so the commander for this Commander V is, yeah, he's like a big jerk. Almost like super hammy villain type of character. And I'm not good at selling like super exaggerated body shapes, but Dan Olsen is. So I can imagine this character is gonna end up like a Rios or a Poppet in the final art, where it's like the personality is gonna be super pushed, and so that's gonna be a lot of fun. May the spirits always be with you. Give him a giant. Obviously. Gonna make him look like Terrence and Phillip from South Park. We're gonna give, maybe we won't even give him like a twirly mustache like Reggie wants. We're gonna give him like a Ned Flanders mustache. It's like the least dastardly of all mustaches. Though honestly, maybe we'll make him look like the 80s version of Ned Flanders from that one time Simpsons did like the 80s opening.
Everyone's very excited. The hat and the mustache.
6 foot Ewok. Let's see here. The big hat. I wonder if he's. I don't know if he's gonna keep the big hat.
I don't know.
But
you might have to now.
It's like the big hat would. Actually, I guess he's technically. This character is technically from the Great States, which means he has to have sunglasses, and he has to have the hat of some kind. I think that's like the rule for like Great States characters, as the precedent is set by Gamund. I just know that Reggie said he wanted the sunglasses to match the hat. No, he wanted the sunglasses to match the mustache, which I didn't ask anything further about because I thought that was good enough and I didn't want to push it. Because now my imagination can run wild with how does one make the mustache match the glasses, and maybe that means make the glasses. Maybe, yeah, make the glasses mustache shaped. I don't think he's gonna have I know he's gonna have like a longer face. And you think he wanted him to be a little bit like Jafar or like Captain Hook. I don't know if we're gonna go that far. But also, I mean, Don Kanonji also kind of looks like Jafar, so. Stupid hat.
Ribbons, colors. Flanders mustache. The visor like Jordan from That's my thoughts.
I like it. 6-foot Ewok, how do you start? When you have to design some characters, how do you start off when you design characters? Do you just do the thing where you figure out a million different silhouettes? May the spirits always be with you. And so then we have Commander SH, which is actually, she starts with S, so she is actually from the Sector Authority, and she's the only new faction aligned commander, I think. This isn't counting the 300 commanders, which have their own like considerations to go for. So the idea for this commander is she's kind of like going to be like a larger than life, like Baroness, Benefactor, Silicon Valley CEO, Mafia Don type. And she might also just be like, I think like, I want her to have like this ridiculously extravagant, like huge coat. I want her to kind of look like, she's gonna be like the money pope. I have no idea how I'm going to sell this. Or I don't know how I'm going to draw this. But I have a pretty clear picture in my head of what she looks like. But it's also, this is you start with fleshed out concepts? How does one start? Is that when like SpongeBob draws the whole face and then he erases the details to get the circle?
Oh, and then he linked a very cool.
Well, I'm sure by fresh. I'm pretty sure
yeah.
by fresh light concepts you probably just mean like have like good like descriptions of what you're drawing.
So like here's kind of
silhouettes.
That one.
Yeah.
Goes back up here and kind of.
Yeah.
This is very cool art. Everyone should check out 6-foot Ewoks.
Oh my god.
The Nightmare Fuel. This is pretty cool. That's a cool guy.
Man, your stuff's so awesome. Like here drawing trying to draw like anime characters, he's drawing like worms eating worms. Let's see, so I have like the idea of this character. So like, how do I guess the easy way will be make sure I'm getting the height right. The Money Pope. Did I accidentally make a new layer? Why? How did I get on a different layer? Jesus H. Christ. The Money Pope. Maybe I can also give her a funny hat.
Pretty good hat.
I wonder if she gets the Pope hat. Like, kind of begs the question of what is Sector Authority fashion if you're not in a Power Ranger jumpsuit?
detail she suggests. And it's 6 feet flushed out means that what the character's supposed to be. The details in there, even if it's just.
Yeah, okay, yep. Makes sense. Basically what I'm trying to do. I have like... That's usually what I end up with. I end up just like doing a lot of sketches and doodling until I get like... Yeah, like all of them. I think that's like my goal today, is to get these characters in a spot where they have like most of... I can like discern details. Like I have... Here's something... Okay, I just I don't have that on hand. I wish I had. Wow. I have... Well, in case anyone needs a reminder of the original concept art for Poppet and Rios. File format module cannot parse the file, they're JPEGs. Alright, whatever. Like, Photoshop just has to fight me. Yeah, I guess I can't open them. They're probably saved out from Facebook or something. But it also doesn't quite make sense. Won't be able to open them. I had like but yeah, I have concept art for Poppet and Rios. And then what was I looking for? I think you guys might have seen these in a past stream, but these are super neat. So this was midway through the final Commander arts for that actually made it into the game. They can actually show you these, which are pretty cool. This is after this is like iteration like 5 or 6 or something of the last Commander arts, where there's Einar, Gamund, Ixa, Rios, like me and Dan fighting back and forth to normalize his proportions so his like legs and arms weren't the size of actual trucks. And then like there's like Stell, which probably had some of the most back and forth. Diane probably had the least back and forth. From like sketch to completion, she was pretty perfect. Poppet also kind of like was just pretty good from almost the get-go. And then well, ended up just getting completely redrawn into a completely different pose because it wasn't selling him hard enough. This is kind of like I gave him the initial pass of character arts, the old ones, and then I gave them to Dan. And then like after a few iterations, we end up with something like this, and I'm like, okay, cool, line and color them. And then like yeah, after this, he like put down the final blintzes, not the real word. Let's see. So yeah, they're really cool. So that's exactly what these are gonna end up like. So Money Pope, actually this silhouette's coming out pretty good, and she's gonna end up looking very nice compared to. That's cool. So yeah, she's gonna end up having like some layered coat and dress. Like a chaotic good version of the Penguin from Batman. Is I guess. Maybe she should also have like a nice umbrella. Because like umbrellas are cool, right? I can give her like a giant parasol. Yeah, right? Yeah, maybe I'll like do like the umbrella thing, or maybe do I want to save like the giant awesome umbrella for a future commander? I feel like that's like you can only have one character with a ridiculous umbrella. I think her silhouette's actually turning out pretty good.
I do like this.
So far, sorry, so the hardest character that I originally thought is turning out to be the easiest, because then I just, then, I just add detail to the coats and everything else is easy from there.
Firefox suggests you save the umbrella.
Exactly.
Firefox
Ryfax just wants the umbrella for his commander.
I hope you heard that in response.
So let's see. Erase these head markers. Okay. Oh, okay. Wrong layer again. Alright, Money Pope. Alright, so this guy, how do I sell him?
Sometimes I do really on
I wonder... This guy... wonder if I can, like... Here's an easy, interesting way to get a good pose out of a character is that I'd obviously just use the damn warp tool and see if I can get some like cartoonish. I'm just gonna get like some cartoonish like JoJo pose out of him, and then like so yeah, it'll help me a little bit. Oh, that's perfect. Alright, so I'll just work off of this from here. God, I love Photoshop.
That's really cool.
Use the tools, man. You gotta use the tools. Make him do a pop star idol. Actually, maybe I'll have him be like... maybe he'll also be like a little bit like a pimp named Slickback from the Boondocks. I'll give him like a cool cane, and I guess one of the ideas behind his character is he's like a little bit corrupted by the Iris Dominion, and that he gets a lot of money from the Iris Dominion. So maybe his cane will actually be like an Iris Dominion cane, and that's like it'll just be like blatant political corruption because he's like some sort of like politically powered like oil baron almost type of character, like a villain from like a Western movie. That's also one of the things, one of the main themes behind these characters, at least the three on the left, is that they're in their own sort of plot line that is separate from the main plot line. They're in like their own little story called Kickstart Dawn, which is like an epilogue prelude to like the Stellar Ascent storyline that is the main core set. And so I kind of want to do the thing where what's one of the, I always forget it, but I guess my only reference is that movie Rango about the lizard. But I know that movie's plot was based on something about a guy who, like, it's like a Western movie where the villain steals water from like denizens of a town and then they have to go and fight him. Maybe I'm thinking of like the Magnificent Seven. I'm not sure. But this character would be kind of like that guy. He's just like a big jerk. And then so it's like it's gonna be kind of Western themed. The expansion takes place tentatively. This might change, but it seems to be the best recourse because most of the other countries are all embroiled in their own like Stellar Ascent thing, except for the Great States. The Great States we only really talk about like the border of the Great States and stuff that's going on where Gamoon's fighting at Wall. Like the rest of the Great States are a mystery. Not really a mystery, but we just don't talk about them. So the idea is for this Kickstart Dawn expansion to take place in that kind of like big open prairie desert that makes up most of the Great States. In fact, it probably takes place in one of the states of the Great States, because how many states make up the Great States? Very good question. How many provinces make up the Allied provinces? Also a good question. But yeah, that's it. So these, yeah, pretty much. You gotta, like, correct this guy's anatomy a little bit. This is why I'm not really good at the whole cartoon character thing. I always like to make everything like perfectly measured and stuff, but it doesn't really make for good character design. I don't know how to do like the super oversell thing that Dan does, where like really puts the personality into the characters. It's like I just like to do the designs. So like I assume this guy's probably in like some kind of suit or something. He's like a gym dandy. He has like these dumb, stupid cricket things that characters tend to have, but I feel like that's almost a little too generic. What if we really oversell his mustache? It's super long. Like it's so long that it like flows in the wind, and it does like like tendrils almost. You know, one of his robot is pretty much all but confirmed to be an Ica at this point. So what if he has squid? He has a squid mustache!
Oh, I like it.
What if he has like a cool visor and stuff, and he kind of yeah. What if I think I was like doing this with like another character for another game that I was doing. But what if I started giving him like a squid theme? And I'm so amused. All right, we got there, everybody. Figured it out. Let me make him look like a fucking halibut.
I'm very curious.
Give him like a big fishtail or something, and that'll be the end of his jacket.
I'm very curious about this story from Bright Fox. He says that mustache is giving him horrible memories in improv musical. He
Yeah.
almost threw up. And he says the design is awesome. Keep it up. And I'm very curious, what is the story about this improv musical with this crazy one?
Brett Fox, you gotta elaborate. Yeah, it's so good.
It was really good.
Gotta have all of his mustaches flowing in the right way.
I think that is to match his. Oh my god. Goggles?
Yeah, I'll see if I can do like a close-up of these characters' faces. But I guess like maybe I'll give him like this like really dumb like neckerchief thing that gets all tucked in inside under his chin, like yeah, so he has like another neckerchief in like his front pocket. He's like so, and he has like super long arms, like a squid.
White Fox says, oh my god. In short, the villain had a very long mustache that he could kind of control, like this one. And he uses his dental floss for children.
I mean, that's
weird.
pretty great.
That is certainly memorable.
I can't wait for Reggie to show up and like I'm like, Reggie, look at your character has a squid mustache.
Fox had a very disturbing improv partner. Now captured.
So so we got Money Pope and we got Squid Suit. Let's see, how do I sell this? It should be one of the, let's see. Might give her like the little Mexican things. Yeah, one of the original intentions for Aegis is actually to make sure every commander has a piece of like distinctive headwear, and it's just like a thing for everyone except for Rios, and Rios has like weird like dual color skunk hair, so I'm gonna count it. But like yeah, it was one of the original ideas was back when I was designing the commanders a really long time ago, was for every character to have like yeah, cool like distinctive headwear. Like Diane has like a little headset thing. But like yeah, everyone else has like a headband or a hat or some kind of weird like headgear. The thing about this character is that I actually need to draw the face a little bit because she has a distinctive face tattoo scheme. I'm gonna like figure that out. Oh, you know what? Maybe I could like actually float some giant flowers on it or something.
I have a headset. The Pop Idol commander we've been talking about.
She is though.
Male Chokan yells, sun protection.
I mean, who knows how many suns Sagaya has?
That's true.
In the some of the original concept art I drew, it definitely had like 3 orbs in the sky. So some of them might have been moons, or all 3 of them might have been suns, and there are no moon.
Perpetual daylight.
Just perpetual daylight all the time. No one on Sagaya ever sleeps. Or it's like that planet from the desert episode of Futurama, where like 2 suns set and then a gigantic sun rises. Let's see, so... I mean, I'll make up... I'll find some actual reference for this.
If I suggest my son slash...
That's... You know what? That would... Yeah. Okay, that's kind of like, you know, Skies of Arcadia totally did that. They had 6 moons. And then Mirrodin did that, where they had 5 suns. Well, like, it would totally make sense for our game to have 5 moons. What if they're not moons? Oh my god. Gotta be thematic with everything, man. The idea for this character is that she is sort of an assistant to Squid Boy over there. At least when she's introduced. Not really an assistant, but they're working together. But she's some kind of a robot. She's some kind of like robot archivist or something. Actually, no, I had a pretty good story for her yesterday when I was thinking about it. She has... Robot Scott, hello! Think of a snappy name for your commander. So, like, the idea for this character is that these robots have been around for a really long time, as in since, you know, before humans even colonized this planet, because the robots are the ones that, like, terraformed it. So, she is perhaps, she is a descendant of one of the original people who knew about and maintained the robots, and she actually understands the robots and stuff, so she's actually kind of like a simultaneous like mechanic and archaeologist. And she's probably one of the very last of her kind in terms of people who are like that in this world. She's also like very secretive. I'm sure if the Iris Dominion knew about her, they'd probably try to capture her. Because she has the wealth of valuable knowledge. And the idea would be, I think the idea would be that instead of having a skull mask or something, I think she would be... I want to see if I can make a skull mask that also looks like a robot mask. Like maybe she has like an Arlie. She has like a Arc or an Arlie face on. Like, you know, she's like old timey. Where maybe when people first showed up there was like a robot festival or something, and she's like one of the only last, she's like one of the last torch holders of that tradition. Almost like kind of like a, not really a cultist, but I want her to feel very different in terms of cultural things. She doesn't, definitely not like a great states culture thing to dress and act this way. So even though she's probably like from the Great States, she doesn't really like, she's not really from the Great States. She's very different, and she's kind of a pariah. She cares, probably is way more interested in robots than people. Which is why she's helping the villain person. So she's not bad, she's just... she's still an antagonist, though. The idea would be to make her... maybe if I... I'm gonna see if I can give her... what if I gave her like one of... I gave her like a really big like duffel bag or something that's full of like tools and excavation stuff. And she looks cool. Add something to her silhouette. And then... aside from that, I could like make her look like Sushi from Little Witch Academia, I guess. I could give her like one of those like fishtail dresses. But not really decent for robot fighting. So I want to seem a little bit more active. So I can probably give her some kind of dress, but it'll kind of get... she has probably like wears like pants or leggings underneath, and then it's like kind of tattered near the end. And it's like split into several pieces, like Jean's coat and God Hand. Which I'm pretty sure Jean's coat is only tattered, split into pieces at the end because of PS2 technical limitations. But it also looks really cool. So like, yeah, it's like... where his coat was actually kind of structured like Vash's coat in Trigun, where like Vash's coat has like all these like danglies, so it's like not even a full coat, it's like a trench coat that has like 15 danglies. It just allowed the author to draw him in a bunch of cool poses. So maybe I'll do something like that here. Yeah, the idea would be... maybe she's actually just Jackie Chan from Jackie Chan Adventures, but dressed as a lady. I am not a robot fighter! I am an archaeologist!
That's pretty good, actually. I like that.
I guess one of the things to also consider is what is her personality. I don't want like another... it's like pretty redundant to have like 2 dour personalities. Or 2.5, because Diane's not exactly like the life of the party. She's probably a little bit more, has a little bit more personality than other characters, but she's also not like radiating happiness. But I also don't want her to like oversell her and being like some crazy loon like Poppet. I want this character to be distinctly sane, but just kind of a weird basket case, maybe? Like some sort of weird thing with maybe a vest or something up here. Flat vest. And if like we have a good idea for our commander ability right now that we have not tested yet. But if we can get, we have a few different iterations of it, but her character and this ability go along very well with one another in terms of her being like a robot excavator. I also don't know what the color schemes of most of these characters will be. I know she'll be like white and red, and this guy, not white and red, white and yellow. So, I'm gonna see if I can make this guy. Let's see if I can make this guy green and purple. Green and purple, green and purple. He's gonna look like Piccolo. The dumbest character. I wonder if I could just give him like a giant dumb feather that's sticking out the front like Jafar. It's gonna progressively make this character dumber and dumber. Or maybe it'll actually just be a squid fin instead of a... It'll just be a squid in general. Best part is I don't even think people on Segai even know what squids are. They're probably not native good, so people only know what squids are by looking at Ica class robots. Oops, sorry, it's a squid. It's literally a squid that lives in his hat. So dumb. He doesn't need goggles on his hat if he's wearing sunglasses. Maybe he had a pet squid when he was younger, and now he keeps like a stuffed version of it on his hat, like Nun Nun from Kill la Kill. Maybe it emotes when he emotes, like that duck from Garfield and Friends. Yeah, every time that duck would emote, the little face on his inner tube would also emote with the same face. God, who remembers Garfield? Welcome to the AEGIS stream, everyone. Let's talk about Garfield and Friends. I think this is what allows somebody to be a great character designer, is just having this wealth of completely worthless knowledge to pull from. Like, what if I mix Jackie Chan from Jackie Chan Adventures with Wade from Garfield and Friends? That's how you come up with brilliant character designs. It looks a little dongy. Good. I don't know how I can make it look not dongy. But don't worry, more detail will help. was like, what the hell does a squid look like? Looks like this, right? Yeah, it's just like a dong with an arrow. Totally, yeah. Totally what a squid looks like. Wonder if the Splatoon character designers struggled with that a lot.
And we said that was.
There we go.
Oh,
It's like an arrow. Alright, now where's the big show? Big man! Alright. So, this is character I'm most... One of the characters, definitely one of the characters, he is the character and the commander I'm most excited for, assuming we can get his dumb ability to work. Which there is no guarantee of whatsoever, and I hope I won't spend on too much time making a bad ability try to work when there's no hope of it. But, if we can get his ability to work, that'd be great. And I'm not doing concept art for the robots yet because some of the robot classes might switch around depending on if I can get this guy's. If I can't get this guy's ability work, then some classes need to switch around for the other commanders. Not villain guy, he can keep his eye type, but some of the other ones might need to change around a little bit. But let's see, where's Big Man? We're gonna have... So, he has... One of the coolest things about this character, right? Actually, I'll get to it. There's not really a point in talking about that part yet. But he... is big strong hero type. He's like basically quote unquote shonen hero as hell, which is probably something that our game is distinctly something that our game is kind of missing. Like Einer is like a shonen hero in like the Shinji way, I guess, but Einer's like cooler than Shinji obviously. But where's the Kamina in our game? So this is the Kamina in our game. We're gonna have more hot-blooded characters and stuff as the game evolves, but for the core set, this guy is gonna be the Kamina. He's the big man, cool guy. And he's very cool. Trying to figure out how to make his give him some like torn off bullet hole ridden shorts, and he's gonna have like some leg wrap going on. It's gonna pull out all of the anime shonen hero stops. I'm also gonna try to figure out something. So he has like the captain's coat thing on his shoulders, right? But the actual color of the captain thing on his shoulders is gonna be salmon colored. So it's gonna look really dumb. We'll see how manly we can make salmon colored shirts look. I think that's going to be what balances them out and sets them apart from other similar characters. So if you ever see like this character like floating around the Twitterverse or something, I want it to be very distinctly identifiable as an Aegis character, and not just like a generic man. So that's one of the biggest challenges. So other than that, he's like... He's a big man from a small town out in the prairies of the Great States. And the idea is that his robot, or like his commander ability, or something involving his robot, was actually sold to him from Commander SH over there, the Money Pope. So he could go and beat up Commander V and Commander L here. Because they're essentially, so it turns out the robot business is booming lately. Who could have thought? So Commander V is doing his best to just excavate and dig up tons and tons of robots for the sale to other places, because he is like that. Capitalism. So business is a booming. And in order to dig up lots of robots, he has to just start upheaving tons and tons of land just to find them and like dig them around, because some of them are just like laying around dormant, but other ones have definitely just been like covered over by like desert. And that's where you find a lot of robots in like the Great States. You like dig them up in the desert. Or like the prairies and stuff. So Commander V is his business, his robot business is booming. Well, the people who live out in these crappy little towns don't really like that their towns are being completely upheavaled for the sake of robot business and moved around and blown up and rendered unlivable. Because no one really notices them out in the middle of nowhere, so he's just like, haha, who cares? But Jurlon does. So Commander J, his name is Jurlon, is a hero who kind of rises up to fight the powers that be. And like, he's just a pretty cool guy. He's reckless and he has a good sense of spirit. Aniki! Look out, bro! He's gonna have like big man Steven Seagal ponytail. He's just trying to do his best. So Commander SH sells him something cool for a few bucks, right? Because he could have just done like the Einer thing and did like an done like an uprising by commanding the robots. By commanding robots that they like just found around the desert, because obviously there's plenty of them, and probably half of his like friends and stuff are being paid slave labor to dig up these robots. So why don't you just use the robots to rebel? Well, all the robots they're digging up are obviously garbage. But he's like, one of the big things about Jurlon though is he actually he's not really good at multitasking. So Jurlon isn't actually a very good robot pilot, or robot commander. He doesn't necessarily have the chops to be one under normal circumstances. So he needed like some help, and he was also one of the only people who was like had the bollocks enough to actually, you know, stand up and fight, but he was also incapable of doing anything relevant. He's not like a trained soldier like Einer, who would grab like a big gun sword and just like go and do guerrilla tactics in like the mountains, because like when you're out in the middle of a prairie, what kind of guerrilla tactic can you do really, aside from like dig Team Rocket ditches? But like it just seems like a bad plan, not really effective for fighting a robot war. So Jerlon was like, man, so he jumps on like the Aegis version of Craigslist, I guess, and this is probably something a little bit more complicated than that, but he jumps on the Aegis version of Craigslist, and he contacts the sector authority across the sea, because some lady takes interest in him, or like an envoy of the lady takes interest in him, because the lady totally has an envoy. And she tends to sell people she likes really cool, powerful stuff, or just give them loans and do things. She likes to do stuff like that. So Jerlon gets a hold of this crazy magical thing that allows him to fight back. Except now he's in like student loan debt forever. So it's almost like I wanted his story to be kind of like a play on like the standard shonen hero story of like Simon finds a magical drill underground and then he conquers the universe with it. Well, I think Jerlon's story is more like, yeah, he kind of jumped on Craigslist and then he like took out a banker's loan for superpowers. And then he kind of goes out and uses. It's all about how you use the powers, right? It's not really how you get them. He uses them to go and fight the good fight against capitalism. And also, yeah, it's like a special thing that lets him be able to use robots. Not as... It's a special thing that allows him to use robots, the thing, what was I saying? Without being a good multitasker, which is like the #1 thing on the resume. For like, I'm looking for a robot commander, #1, have to multitask. Well, Jerlon doesn't have that. So like the thing that he buys from Money Pope over there is something that helps with that. But also, one of the other cool things that makes Jerlon a really interesting commander, that maybe I'll leave that, actually that'll be a secret. For once I'll just leave that be a secret for later. It's really cool. Jerlon! Big J on his shirt. Like some symbol that would look like a J. What's up?
3-2 says yo.
Okay. What up, 3-2? That's kind of like a Dan Hibiki thing going on. The idea for what's her face over here, Commander L, is that I think I want to try to give. She's gonna have like some sort of pattern on her dress. I'm pretty sure. That's cool. Alright, let's see here. Haven't heard any response from... Oh, I have a ping. Let's see. Can you get my phone? I was actually asking Commander number 5 earlier before the stream if he has any final confirmations on stuff about his characters yet. No, it's actually just the ping that I have, I think, is just from Emily posting something. Actually, we have, as I reply to one of our commanders, lol. Alright, here we go. So, let's see. So, nothing new on that front, but maybe I'll start doing concept art for them, too. Because that's a delicate balance of, that I'm trying to figure out is, since we're on a pretty tight production timeline, how much time do I give the backers to give me key details about this gameplay content? Versus when do I just start making decisions for them and hoping that they're not going to be upset? That's just something that I am interested. If the chat has any opinions on stuff like that. Because obviously they have forked over a decent sum of money to get their idea in the game, so I don't want to usurp that right from them. But can't really wait around forever on minor details. I can just try to sell them on a really awesome idea that would hopefully make them happy.
Does the new batch look swanky? And then what you ask?
Maybe in the future. So far, none of these characters actually know anything about the other characters. Actually, I think Money Pope might have some familial connections with Poppet. Distant aunt. But yeah, so, but Jirlon and L and V over here are kind of just part of their own self-contained story. Eventually, I'm sure they'll meet, though. Maybe have like one side of his arm like tattoos, because that'd be cool. Or one arm has tattoos, and the other arm is like all anime shonen wrapped up. I'm sure Jirlon and Einer would have a lot to talk about, them both being kind of rebel leaders. They're both kind of diggers too. Like Einer's like from a mining sort of thing up in the mountains, and Jurlon. Jurlon's community has been subjugated into digging up robots. They can compare shovels. Beep beep. That refuses to work, somebody says. Meriden Jurlon is now following us. Alright, so here we have kind of the four commanders. I'm gonna push Don Kanonji a little bit more, I'm sure, but I have like a better idea of who he is now. But I guess Jurlon's backer is in the chat, but he's not able to use the chat, I guess. Oh, it's been an issue for him for a while on Twitch. Were you banned from Twitch? Dude. I'm totally just gonna make Jurlon a grown-up Shia LaBeouf. Just do it! Make your dreams come true! Dream. You know, that's a really... Actually, you know what? I think that might be a really good angle to take his character. Where, like... I mean, if Shia LaBeouf's almost like a shonen hero in real life... but he's also kind of disappointing, and I think that's where I want to take Jurlon. I think Jurlon's actually... Also, I think Einer's like 18 or is like 19 or something. I think Jurlon will be like in his mid-20s or maybe even late 20s. He's never really done anything properly useful with his life. But maybe he and his friends are going to lead their community to freedom. I think he's actually probably a little bit wiser than Einer in terms of just by virtue of having lived longer. I think that's a good twist on the shonen hero too. Good.
Well, rude. I feel personally attacked.
It should be noted that all the character traits on Jurlon are not directly based on you at all. It's all very, very loose. That's another thing I'm worried about too, because certain characters are obviously more based on their backers than others. So I don't want, like, if I give a certain character like a negative trait, I don't want the backers to feel personally attacked, as they're permanently listed in the lore forever on several thousand printed boxes as what'd I just say? I think I just like called Jurlon a man-child, basically.
But I love the ideas.
So yeah, Jurlon is a little bit wiser than Einer just because he's older. I'm sure they're just generally very different characters, even though they're going to be kind of have a similar background and origin story. You got Big Trouble in Little China over here. Also, Jurlon's first boss is way easier to deal with than Etwall, where he just has to fight like some jerk capitalist and not like the murder king of the planet. The question is, should Jurlon be barefoot? Very relevant character question. Maybe you should have like maybe you should have some cool like samurai sandals with the blocks on the bottom. Yeah. Yeah, so that's another twist. See, like, Jerlon's gonna be like a classical kind of shonen hero, but he's gonna be like in his 20s rather than like 12. And so, like, if you were to picture him in a story, you picture him in like the Gurren Lagann story. How would, just like picture, how would Simone react to this thing if he were like 15 years older? Like, Jerlon is not really ignorant of the world. He's seen some shit. He knows. He's not incredibly naive. He's just kind of crazy. Yeah. Jerlon and Jerlon. I love these characters are coming out so good. I haven't actually drawn humans in a pretty long time. It's all that pure internet pressure.
Sorry. You know, kind of crazy adventures. Anytime he has to pay, he becomes super reserved and pulls out the tiniest coin pouch and he's crazy poor from his relatives.
Oh god, yeah. Oh, that'd be really funny, actually. He's just permanently poor because he's an indentured servant to the money pope. Like, some kid walks up to him and he's just like, Jerlon, how did you become so cool and strong? And he's just like, I'm in debt up to my eyeballs, kid. Yeah, I don't know, Jerlon in the chat, I don't know if you caught this, but the lore so far of where Jerlon... Relatable. I picture him doing all the relatable. I really like that. That's good. So that's good. But yeah, I don't know if you missed it earlier, but Jerlon gets his like super powerful robot slash commander ability that is still being kept secret because I don't know if I can make it work. The idea is that the village was being attacked, so he had to like go on to like the Aegis version of Craigslist and like figure out how to lead, like he basically like googled how to lead rebellion, and he ends up getting contacted by this character who I'm doodling right now, who's essentially the money pope of across the ocean of the sector authority, and she likes to give out small hero loans to people who she likes. So she sends him something super crazy awesome because he is both ill-equipped and bad at piloting robots. So she sends him like some super robot training wheels essentially in the mail in exchange for being like basically in debt forever. And so yeah. So he just like, yeah, Jerlon's just like freaking in debt. And I think that'll be a really kind of humorous aspect to his character. It's basically like if you watched Gurren Lagann, Simon had to get... If you had to buy the core drill from Sally Mae. And Sally Mae was also just a very, very nice lady, so he couldn't just go destroy Sally Mae.
Oh, you're so nice. I can't destroy you, I guess. take some inspiration from the bros from or JoJo, or they just have money on their face.
Money, 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 money. Alright, so we have these guys. And then we get to these guys later. Da, 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 da. So, let's see, and alright, let's stretch the canvas a little bit. These art streams are so helpful for doing art, because otherwise it's so hard for me to ever get to something like this, because I really have to sit down and get into a creative mode. But the art streams help me push myself into that creative mode much faster than I would normally be able to if I weren't setting a dedicated time away to do it. Like,
I guess Howells is playing for the music, right?
oh, it totally is Howells, yeah. This is a Ghibli remix of like this is like my go-to stream song. It's a remix of every Ghibli movie.
And by Fox List, so half the backer list. They're using his money to buy robots and destroy the land, the other creating indentured yo-os.
So let's do so I think the last these are just like the 500 Dolan backers, but maybe if I keep going today I can get to the rest of the backers that I actually have descriptions for. Let's see, that's about Jurlon's height. And then let's say this is the height. It's not. Jurlon is just really tall. We have two other characters. So we have a commander idea that's currently in the works, and this actually isn't confirmed because the backer hasn't confirmed it with me yet, but I will spend the time to do the concept anyway and then show him, and then maybe that will sell him. I think this is what he's leaning towards, but if he likes it, that means it will make life easier and we can keep moving forward with production. So this other commander is actually a pair of brothers, tentatively. And this is like everything about this guy is super tentative, but so he's actually a pair of brothers, and they dual pilot or dual control their team of robots. They're like, they kind of drift. Yeah, they drift like in Pacific Rim, and the idea is to like, yeah, they're gonna be like the damn Hammer Bros. I think they're gonna be pretty ripped and stocky. Buzz, buzz. Yeah.
So, bringing in.
Did they say twincest? The twin cest commander. What was I looking at earlier today? There was I like how you look at me. No, there's some other stupid anime out right now that's by the author of My Little Sister Can't Be This Cute. And it's essentially the same damn thing, I guess, but with different characters. And I guess that's all the author does, is write stories like that about dudes and their little sisters. It's like he found like a niche that makes him lots of money, so all he does is just author stories about that. And it's a little weird. But Japan's a interesting place. Like, I guess these guys are gonna be. I wonder if these guys are gonna be a little bit like. I have no idea what these guys look like. So far, the only really go off thing that I have for visual concept is there are these two characters from Giant Robo the animation that appear for like 5 seconds. Oh my god, I'm being spammed. Who's messaging me? Oh. What is that from? Oh, Reggie doesn't know what the Iron Giant is. Esk. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah. Let's see, so yeah, then Scott's asking about his commander ability. And yeah, like, Scott's commander ability is either the most awesome thing in the world or completely useless, and we're not sure which one it is yet. It's a very broad and easily splashable ability, but it might be completely useless. Or yeah, or it might just like be game breaking. That's something that we just need to look at. Thank God. Gerald, you watching I think there's a good show that you like. Are you watching Rage of Bahamut? Or did you watch the last season of Rage of Bahamut? The show is like sweet. And also currently the idea is that wait, did Namco Bandai post that? That's really funny. Oh, that's really good. Actually, speaking of it, I guess it is Father's Day. Though I wonder if do any of the characters in Aegis have kids? Is I guess a good question. I wonder if both of these characters can have super manly beards. And they can just be the bros. Where I think, well, the flavor for one of... They're supposed to be like in a they're supposed to symbolize, I think, attack and defense. Where one is... So this is currently my idea. It has not been approved by backer yet. But... it's kind of like... One symbolizes like attack and he has like a shield gauntlet thing. And the other one would symbolize defense and he has a big, awesome spear. And I'm giving him like a little tuft of hair on his head. Dude, it's sweet.
Finished season 2 of My Hero last night.
Oh yeah.
Season 2 of SM.
Okay, I need you to go watch Rage of Bahamut, dude.
And my Fox says that wall destroyed.
Yeah. So, let me think. What was, yeah. So Rage of Bahamut, right? It's like what happens when a mobile games company that has billions of dollars to throw into a hole decides to sponsor an anime and give the creators complete creative control. And you get this show with absolutely amazing, gorgeous animation and really amazing action sequences and original characters and like an original like character designs and stuff that doesn't just look like super weeaboo anime. And it's just a really good show, and it flew under a lot of people's radars. Uh, it's like it feels a little bit like Cowboy Bebop mixed with medieval fantasy. Uh, just a pretty good show overall, and currently the second season is airing right now. And the first season makes it. If you watch the first season, obviously makes it better though because it's a pretty direct continuation. So would recommend. Also, Rage of Bahamut. It's like 12 episodes long, and then season 2 is 25. So it's technically like 3 seasons total if you want to like divide things evenly. So anyway, I'll say I'm like staring into space too hard. I have to like figure out who these characters are, and so anyway, yeah, there's 2 characters from Giant Robo, right? And they're like, I don't even remember if they're named, but they're these tiger brothers that are dressed in like tiger pelts, and they just show up and do some crazy laser kung fu for one scene in the final episode, and that's it. And I think I looked up their names, and I was only able to find their names listed on one like GeoCities fan site from like 1996. And I guess their names are like Kaichi and Kaisho, which I think are the names of a certain like Chinese denomination of coin. But it's so good. They had like they were pretty cool. They had like this sort of Tiger Brothers duality thing going. It's what these guys are, because the only thing we have currently confirmed about this robot, which we've actually had a few different commander abilities for, is that the robot is a tiger. It's tiger inspired, rather. Also, if Reggie's online, I wonder if he's gonna pop in the chat and approve or disapprove of Squid Hat. And like, he's probably like the least fleshed out so far. I want to change him up a bit, but I have a good idea of him now. Who? Yay! Ritu's the man. I keep erasing his head and making him head smaller, only to not make it smaller. Because the head needs to get smaller. Head wider. They can both be like pretty wide-headed. And the idea behind these characters, if I had to, they have to also be, you know, tied in with this like, this kind of like Chinatown story, which I've never seen Chinatown, so that might be wildly inaccurate. But of just like this Kickstart Dawn storyline, where Jurlon gets a cool robot power thing, and he has to fight some of these various antagonists. Yeah, Rage of Bahamut Genesis is season 1, and then Virgin Soul is season 2. And it's a really silly name, but I promise you it's like badass as hell. Also, if you look up the openings for Rage of Bahamut Genesis and Virgin Soul, you'll see that they have like the most they have like screamo shred metal openings. And they're like really, really over the top. Hello! Welcome! So I'm in the middle of drawing new commanders. The $500 plus commanders, specifically. And the idea, yeah, for this guy is that they're two bros. And give this guy like a jet from Cowboy Bebop sort of thing going, where he has like sideburns that don't really make sense. I could also make them like Jogun and Barambo from Gurren Lagann, because they were really funny. Anyway, hello Reginald, how are you? So, you should watch some of the replay earlier while I was figuring out the design for your commander. Because it's probably the most amused I've ever been drawing something on this stream. So currently your commander is not completely finalized, but he has some aspects of him that are, where I'm gonna make him squid themed, and I want so that's a mustache. So the idea for your commander is you want a mustache, so I want to really, really upsell the mustache, alright? And since your commander robot is probably going to be an Ica, the squid robot, I really, really want to upsell the mustache and have the mustache be like semi-sentient squid tentacles. And he uses it to point at things, or like they emote when he gets angry or something. And I don't have like a full view of his face yet. He's like the messiest so far in terms of what I'm really thinking about what he looks like, but that is my current pitch for him. He has like this neckerchief thing that goes into his suit like this. And then, so he has like, I'm trying to give him like a long face. Maybe like a pretty distinctively manly chin. A distinctively like pointy chin. I don't want him to be like Robbie Rotten though. From like Lazy Town. So it's like see if I can figure out a good face for him or something. This is also this is definitely a piece of character art that's gonna shine through a lot better once Dan has his pass on it. Because since your character has a lot of personality to him, he's gonna sell that personality better than me. And the character is gonna be very different looking in the end, but what I'm gonna push for is a viper. Oh, so on his head is a squid? Yeah, you should totally after this you should totally like scrub the the replay of the stream and listen to my critical commentary as I'm designing his character. It'll have a lot of enlightenment of how he ended up this way. Let's see here. You can do some various things with his hat. Like, yeah, I think if I were to redraw any one of these from here, it would probably be him, because I'm not really quite sure much of what he looks like yet. I could give him like some... Give him some mustache-shaped sunglasses. What if, what if instead of twirling his mustache twirled his fingers? Anyone ever thought of that? Give him like a Quagmire face. So like something like this, maybe? He'll cast a shadow over his face like so. Honestly.
Ironically,
Here. Oh, I know. It was. He was what?
he said he missed part of the stream to go to.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty sad. Yeah, you should. When you get a chance, it's totally worth watching for once, which is not normally the thing for this stream, but it's totally worth watching the replay for this one, so you can see and hear my creative process on designing some of these. So I think it's pretty funny. Like, so you know what you think of sort of like these characters, or like this kind of character design. Yeah, maybe something. Maybe his face will kind of look like something like this. How many beards? I think I'm like pulling these Tiger Bros character designs. from somewhere, but I don't know where. Let's. Well, the further they're going, like, these guys are turning out like a little bit like vaguely tribal, but I was telling you, I want to keep all of the commanders looking very obviously contemporary. They'll have like kind of contemporary slash futuristic clothes. I'm gonna keep the like maybe. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of backstory on these guys to go off of, but I also don't want. The tough part about neutral commanders is like I can't have everyone be like a mercenary or something, because it's boring. So like these guys could technically be mercenaries, but Rios is already a mercenary in the story. I don't want them to be redundant to him, even though I think they'd be very, very different characters. Like these are the types of people that you find out in the wild, in like the brushlands of the Great States, I guess. Now I know what looks weird about this guy. He doesn't have a freaking ear. They're like almost like a tag team wrestling duo. Yeah, they would. What if I did like an sort of like an Edward and Alphonse Ulrich thing, where maybe one character's brother accidentally got his soul sealed inside of a robot?
Ideas of two girls fighting together. Feels like you should make a friendship.
Yeah, gotta get drift. They're drift compatible.
3-2 says Garen Rip.
I have a feeling that
I thought
Pacific.
says he'd watch it.
I have a feeling that Pacific Rims 2 is gonna be really bad.
Probably.
Like, it's gonna be really bad.
Are we missing everything that made the first one fun?
Yeah. Because, like,
Ron
Perlman dropped out.
Really?
Yeah. And that kind of, I think that's, like, a big red flag to me, because there's no reason that Ron Perlman would drop out of a project unless, like, something bad was afoot.
You had another...
There's no project cooler than Pacific Rim, though, is the thing. Is, like, Hannibal Chow is gonna be, like, one of the characters that gets marked on the guy's gravestone when he dies, because it's, like, just one of the coolest characters he's ever played, along with, like, Hellboy and stuff. So I was like, why would Ron Perlman drop out of being Hannibal Chow? So there's like no, as far as I understand, there's like no recurring cast except for like Charlie Day and the other scientist, which are very important. But I'm kind of wondering if, yeah, and then like they keep they keep changing the name. It was called Pacific Rim Maelstrom, which was like a really cool name. And then they changed it to Pacific Rim Uprising, which is really shitty. It's like the most generic name ever. It's like Maelstrom made sense because like the whole ocean theme of the first one. Well, yeah, it's like just a cool word. So like they changed the name of the movie. It feels like it's gonna be like the Kick-Ass 2 of robot movies, I'm afraid. But I will still go and see it on day one. I will hold out hope. I mean, John Boyega is a good actor. So far, all the actors they have confirmed are good, but it's not the actors that were the good part of Pacific Rim anyway.
Power Rangers, Power Rangers, surprisingly.
Yeah, it just probably will lack all the cool stuff from the first one. And also the new Power Rangers had like a literal 90 seconds of actual robot fighting. Like, that's what I'm afraid they're gonna. That's what I'm afraid they're gonna screw up, because like the robot fights in the first Pacific Rim had like such a ridiculous sense of scale, and it's gonna be very hard to pull off. I'm afraid they're gonna like try to make it too more realistic, or something, if that makes any sense. So like, because like in the first movie, Guillermo del Toro is like, look, Gypsy Danger picks up an oil tanker and uses a baseball bat. And that's what's cool. And then he uses elbow rockets, and it's sweet. I'm afraid they're not going to do like the crazy, dumb, over-the-top stuff like that in this one. They're going to be like, well, I have to make it more Transformers: The Last Night-y. And it's going to be like lots of like noise and explosions, but not like a lot of like substantive cool stuff. But I think it might. Who knows? Now, Guillermo del Toro is an auteur. I even know who the new director is. I forget who the new director was. Like, I think he was like the showrunner for Daredevil or something, which is like neat. But I'm just afraid that Pacific Rim's like not actually in his element.
Nailed down with dumbest awesome you've ever seen. Most awesome.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It was the most awesome dumb movie you've seen, or the dumbest awesome movie you ever seen.
Yes.
And that was like, that's like the marketing pitch for Pacific Rim.
Then says all you have to do is fall. Fall.
You got like Ambrose. Maybe they're like more like warrior monks. Just just like all the weapons in Aegis, all the melee weapons that someone would hold in Aegis has to be robot relevant. So like, if I'm gonna like draw this weapon, I have to think about it from the perspective: could a character fight a robot, an Aegis robot, with this? So like, it has to be like some sort of like cool thing. It's like an electro here or something instead. But it can also have like feathers and shit on it, because that's cool. Similar to like Einer's gun. Einer's gun is like has a blade big enough to like rend some robot armor. It's not really made for shooting people or hacking people. It's made for shooting robots and fighting robots, and that's what this would be. And then other big man here. Maybe this is like a light shield from Outlaw Star, where he can project like a cool like defensive array from it, while his brother goes in and lays down a smack to their critical insides. Maybe these guys are actually robot resellers. Maybe they're like the American pickers of the Aegis world. But they like go and they like hunt and capture robots like they're poachers. But they just like go infiltrate the... Like I said, the robot business is booming. So maybe these guys are also just filthy capitalists. And it'll be... everyone's a capitalist. Except for, I guess, Commander L, who's just kind of in it. She's like the toy collector. She likes robots because they're cool, and not because they're worth lots of money. Yeah, maybe like that's like a cool angle to take these guys on. Maybe they go into battles between the other nations and go in and like just disable and steal robots in a different way than Ixa does. Ixa like has like a process about it.
You suggest that it should be a laser line. It looks very Breath of the
Totally does look very Breath of the... Breath of the Wild did not invent that thing where you go like this with a blade and then you have a circle and you go like this and you go like this. I swear to God, there were like a million other games that did that design for like a spear or arrowhead before Breath of the Wild. But now that Breath of the Wild did it, none of it matters. And everything, because I already listened to somebody compared Ixa to Widowmaker the other day, and I'm like, bitch, I drew Ixa like years before Overwatch was even a gleam in Blizzard's eye. But that doesn't even matter because yeah, Blizzard Overwatch is real popular, so now Ixa looks like Widowmaker, and no, I'm not changing her.
Yes.
Robot capitalism. Yeah, it's totally gonna be like laser lance. It's gonna be cool. And then like this. And like the two brothers' actual robot will be like their super prized robot that they use to take out other robots. And it'll make sense with the commander ability that we're trying to push.
Yes. Any weapons? Also a rifle.
It could probably be a rifle, to be honest, because that'd be pretty cool. Oh yeah, so I was drawing the cane earlier, right? And so your character is like kind of from the Great States, but not really, but also yeah. So he's like a politician, very obviously corrupted by the Irish Dominion. And I figured what better way to show that than to just give him a... he just has an Irish Dominion cane staff thing, kind of like Ixa has. And I want to make his, I I know how you feel about this, but I kind of want to make his color scheme be green and purple. But yeah, I think it could totally be like a rifle or something. Like, feels like something that Leonardo DiCaprio's brother would have in Django Unchained. Just like, the secret Jim Dandy cane rifle. For just in case when the gentleman needs to put up a rough and tussle. Whatever the hell it is I'm saying.
That's good.
I think this character, she's gonna have like a key ring, but it's not gonna be a key ring, it's gonna be like a key ring of wrenches. And I think that would be cool. There's like a... Green and purple, green and purple.
Sounds like it.
They'll probably won't be evenly split. He'll probably be mostly purple with like green highlights or something. But I'll see if I can get Dan to make the color scheme work, because I'm not really sure how I'd make it work. Might do like the thing that Trigger did with Miss Trigger, where Commander L has like some arm sleeve things that have like skeleton stuff on them. Or maybe they're just like, or realistically they're probably more like cool little roboto glove things that help her control robots or do cool technical stuff, because she's actually more like a she's an archaeologist and like a robot fanatic person who knows lots about robots, so she probably has like access to all sorts of cool technology that other people just don't understand. Each of these characters will serve a bigger purpose in the story going forward. For Jerlon is like a secondary, it's like a major hero, secondary hero character to go along with like Einer. Commander L has ties with the origins of the robots. I can picture Commander V showing up a lot whenever we need a villain. He'll be just like this recurring villain involved, like Beck from Big O, and he'll just be like his like actual impact on the story will vary depending on circumstances, but he will show up when we just need like a distinct antagonist, and we can have him show up over and over again to be annoying. Yeah, maybe. I don't want to come off as definitely not. Probably not nearly as much purple as like the Riddler. I mean, not nearly as much green as the Riddler, who's literally we're talking about like 90s Riddler. He's like has a jumpsuit with question marks all over it. I think more of like a robot pimp. Yeah, you're basically Team Rocket, is what it comes down to. So the three antagonists, so it's basically like Jerlon, and then three kind of antagonists, where Commander V right here is like an evil dude, and he's going around digging up all the robots and causing a ruckus out on the prairie. And Commander L's going along with it. She's not necessarily evil, but she's very interested in uncovering old robots for reasons. And Commander V has given her an opportunity and funding to do so. And she cares more about robots than people. And then we have the game Double H over here, who are like a wrestling duo. And I think they're also probably, I don't know if they're actually under direct orders from Commander V, or maybe they're actually there despite him, where they're trying to pose. It's like a romance of the three jerks kind of thing, where Commander V just wants to sell the robots, Commander L wants to uncover them and restore them, and then Commander Double H wants to steal them once they're restored so they can also sell them. So it's like robot capitalism, and then Jurlon just wants everybody to get out of his front lawn. Just please, all of you leave. And then Commander SH is just across the ocean, and she's just bankrolling Jurlon and putting him in debt for all eternity. You know, just to make it funnier, maybe the game Double H over here are actually working for Commander SH too, because she's just like also just paid them to go steal the robots that are being uncovered, as long as they're robots that are being uncovered anyway, to just make sure they don't fall into Vadis's hands. She's just like, why don't you guys go take from him and just stuff, and just like, you know, you seem like that's a noble cause. Just go make sure twirly mustache guy doesn't get stuff. So she just bankrolled a few different people to go irritate him, I guess. So we got the game Double H. Talking cat commander. That can be your commander, Scott. He can also be a talking duck. We're talking about putting the talking duck. Let's see here.
It says it's a skilled entrepreneur. You don't get entrepreneur bad, and you should. What Scott says ducks are terrifying.
Are they? Are ducks terrifying?
I want to link to 1,000 baby ducks. I like that's
Tiny ducks.
They're very cute though. They keep.
Just straight up tiny ducks.
Ducks in general, I guess.
Alright, let's see here. So yeah. So here are 5 commanders. And they kind of, everything is kind of cool. So the Money Pope, and the game Double H, and Squid Pimp, and I don't have a quippy nickname for her, and then Shyla Lagan over here. And that's good. We got concept art to pass off now. Maybe I'll actually just end up doing them in 2 phases with Dan, but I'd like to give them all the people in one. So hopefully we get the rest soon. The game.
Yeah, everyone's now talking about ducks. What Scott says ducks are terrifying. A says ducks are adorable. Emotional Can says that they're summons. Cephalopod Squid asks what about ducks.
Oh my god.
DNA has to go to work, but I'll try to check back later. Thanks for stopping by, DNA.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by. We'll have good time at work. As if no one ever really ever has a good time at work, but I can hope. We live in a capitalist society. I guess that's the summary of today. And so does the Aegis land, I guess.
And then robot stuff says, "Don't get me started. This is a PG stream about ducks." Yes.
Don't get me started about ducks.
Interesting. Also curious.
I wonder if like I think this arc will end with. I wonder. I'm like looking at these characters, and I wonder if Vadis would be able to withstand a nice right hook from Jurlon. Because like he just like takes a nice big punch to the face. As all great problems are resolved this way.
Buggies.
Yeah. Squid Baron. I can't wait for the final art for him. I'm very amped for that. I know exactly who Cephalopod Squid is. Thank you, Cephalopod Squid. So, let's see, we got these guys down. What time is it? It's only been 2.5 hours. Oh, wow. Like the most productive, concept art stream that's ever been done. Imagine if I were just trying to draw a single robot like Arc 150, it would take me 3 hours. But apparently here I was in a good mojo today, so I got all these characters. I guess I can keep going. We have some descriptions for some of the other commanders, which I'll draw a nice big. Yeah, I'll do 2 more. I think those are the ones we have the most description on so far. Let's see if I can do Bryfox as commander. Maybe. Bryfox, paste me reference images into the chat as I draw it. I know you gave me a good hair reference, so I know pretty much how the hair is going to look. Like, so we got.
It is very exciting.
Is he?
Nasku's do the barbed wire mustache. 5 Gemini commanders. The Eskimo.
Who's the Eskimo?
Bryfox is excited to get drawn. And that's all. Quests after that to do. This is so fun.
This is so fun.
Bryfox has now posted a reference, I think.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were doing you're not making her dressed like Blackrock Shooter. Get out of here. Oh, I guess she technically wanted it to be a beach commander, so I can try to make something work.
Hello.
Gotta make maybe I'll do like the parasol or something. Be pretty funny. Alright, let's see if I can, So, here, I'll draw Ryan as a commander, I guess, over here, just because I'm having a good day today. I'm really tired. I think I went to bed at like 4. Wake up at 7 to do our weekly meeting, and then I jump on stream after making breakfast. I'm dying, Squirtle. Let's see. So we got So we have a character called Commander M, right? And the idea for Commander M that is in my head is that, so we're gonna use Jerlon's height as like a reference. The idea for Commander M in my head is that she's going to be, actually she's like, I think it's supposed to be a guy, but it's like really gonna be more gender ambiguous because the character has a mask. Gonna make oops, don't want snap on. Snap. So Commander M is a character with a mask. And then Commander K, which is Bryfox's commander, is a refugee from the Iris Dominion. This is where we get to the $300 commanders, and they're gonna be walled off like money wall. This is a capitalist expansion. They're on this side of the canvas. They didn't pay the tax. And also because designing 10 commanders with robots for the game for everybody would be horrible and delay the game. So 5 is probably our upper limit with how many commanders we can add in terms of ones that have like dedicated new robots. So let's see here. So the idea that I had for Commander M, we have luckily awesome guy Mike. This is his commander. He's from Australia, and he gave me a lot of good detail about the character as a whole. But honestly, I think it's gonna be like Space. I think this character is gonna be like Space Metafighter X, or the Phantom Renegade from whatchamacallit, from Metabots. And I need to like come up with different. I need to come up with different mask designs because I think that's what's going to be the most interesting thing. I kind of just want to have one of the main mask designs just be Space Metafighter X's mask. Also, I think this guy has like a cape that I could stand to do. Also, one of the coolest characters in Giant Robo, The Day the Earth Stood Still, had like, it was literally just like a walking cape with an Oni mask. So I could stand to do that. He's gonna be one of the easiest characters to draw because I think I'm gonna obscure a lot of him with a cape. I just want to try to make the cape interesting though. But this character is going to be kind of like, he's described as kind of like a red mage from Final Fantasy. So he's like this Darkwing Duck sort of character.
Fox. Well, Selfless Pod Squid. That is a hard. I thought you were gonna say Space Dandy.
Space Dandy.
That we dodged a bullet, and then Brad Fox wants Space Dandy. Now, Pod Squid.
I mean, I'm sure we're gonna have a Space Dandy commander inevitably.
And 3-2 says all is on. All is on.
Oh!
What?
This mochi tastes like crap.
What? No, it doesn't. He's like donuts.
We have 5 different flavors, and the first flavor I tried, I remember I don't like.
Here, I'll take one for the
It just assaulted my tongue.
It's like a donut.
Totally does taste like a donut though after the first initial taste goes away. The advantage disadvantage of living next to a Japanese grocery store is that, man, I'm just eating mochi all the damn time. Let's see. It's so hard to make a cape look interesting from a silhouette standpoint. Because it's just like a big block. And like we already have a character with a big floppy hat, so I obviously don't want that to be super redundant. I'm gonna have to like look up references. Wait, give me a picture of a Corsair hat.
What?
Corsair. C-O-R-S-A-I-R.
Save.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Oh, so that's totally, yeah, probably don't want that specifically. Hello, I am the Corsair. You have a triangle hat. Triangle hats are cool. Type in fancy hat. No, not fancy triangle hat. Oh my god. Yeah. Actually, you that very first one. Maybe that's what I'll have what's her face be more like that. And then this guy can have the Darkwing Duck hat. So let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. I think I need to do some ref study for this guy. Yeah, so it's very important that this character have a belt buckle that has an M on it, but it's actually a sideways E, because I think he stole it from Etwall or something. It's actually pretty funny. Let's see. So I get a lot of my character inspiration for this game from Trigun, and I guess Trigun in general for the way I do characters. So I have lots of doodads on the characters. I like them to not be ultra simple. I like little bits and pieces of detail on them. So even though he's wearing a cape, I want him to have like certain like, you know, pieces like technological bits and stuff. So it's not necessarily from this timeline. It's from a different world, different place, different technology. Give him like some striped pants. Not really striped pants, but the outside will be dark colored. And then I think he'll have like some cool like robot chest plate armor underneath, because that'd be neat. He'll have like kind of like I'm gonna like oversell like this hood part of his costume, because I think it'd be a cool way to differentiate him from other characters. Make sure he looks like this. I'm gonna talk with Becker more about this, because a masked character is interesting. It could be anyone. It could actually just be Einer. Yeah?
Yeah. So he doesn't wear a hat, and he's an hairstylist. Red Hawk said so space.
We don't have a character with a pompadour yet. Definitely gotta have a character with a pompadour eventually. Give me the pompadour ponytail. You know, I was really thinking about it. I could give you the pompadour ponytail combo. This character is pretty easy. Dude guy wanted a... Mike says he has like some sort of saber weapon. If I can give him something cooler than a saber weapon, have him give him some sort of like Tonfa Arn Blade thing, because that's way cooler. And we already have like Etwall kind of already has like a saber. Like, you're not gonna have a character with a saber in the same set as Etwall. It just implies that they're on even footing. They're not. Etwall can eat most of the other commanders for lunch. Except for Gamund.
Apparently.
Apparently Einer.
Commander Anther was had it.
That. Why does he? I'm gonna have to ask for more lore from the backer, but I gotta know why this guy actually does wear a mask. I think he's probably kept pretty pristine though. Unlike the other commanders that have like kind of a little bit rough and tumble. Some of these other guys are a little rough and tumble. Guy likes to keep it real. I believe style is very important. It's very ostentatious. He commands. I like Spider-Man's around and does cool stuff. Probably give him like some attack on Titan, like spindles on his sides to show that he's like, yeah, he's like I guess he's he's a little bit like a Schwartz Brooder. Attack on Titan, Red Mage. Actually, I totally just said he's pristine, so I'm not gonna like put bullet holes in his cape like I have with every other character. Except for apparently my computer's having trouble. I guess that's a problem. I instinctively put bullet holes in people's capes. How far back did I do this? Apparently very far back. It's just easier to fix it. Whatever. You can have some bullet holes in this cape, I'll fix it later. I'm just like too much Trigun reading. Everyone's got bullet holes. Move Commander K over a bit. There you go. Oh, I did the thing where I have like 3 pixels selected and therefore Photoshop tells me to screw you! Alright. Alright, so let's see. This is Bry Fox's character. Let me see if I can... I'm probably gonna do multiple iterations of some of these for sure. So let's see, this is not set in stone by any means. But let's see if I can... It's like how when I was designing Commander L earlier, I'm like, man, we have no like normal well-adjusted female characters. Stella and like Diana are like the closest ones. But... well, I guess Commander SH is normal. Let's see, Bry Fox has concept art, which always helps. Let's try not to make it look too different, but let's use it'll be useful as a base. So the idea is this character is going to be mostly E-aligned, and she is kind of ocean themed. Fox, think of a cooler name. Name is currently fine on technical standards, but think of something cooler. We need these names to be Googleable. Think of SEO. Add an extra consonant in there somewhere. Let's see. What do I want to do with you? About just making it directly look like the female Pokemon trainer from Pokemon Black and White. Give every character a tattered cloak. What I can do. Every character should just have a tattered cloak. Obviously this character can be holding a giant donut. He'll be holding a giant inner tube. Maybe she can be like Wade from Garfield and Friends. Give me that thing that Brian Fox sent. Oh, guy. The hell does somebody even draw that hair? It'll probably end up looking. It'll probably end up looking really different once I give it to Dan, because that's like a level of detail. I can give him the reference, but like please tone it down a little bit. But I can give it like the same silhouette, which is the most important thing anyway.
I've gotten Calypso. Randomly, they looked at just random them.
I like how did he naturally come up with the umbrella thing, or was he here before when we were talking about umbrellas?
I don't know. The White Fox says the hair was just a rough idea, no worries about it changing.
Yeah, well, let's see. I kind of want to give her... He's like not quite a pilot. Because I think her... If she ever gets a robot, I don't think it'll be ill. I think it'll be a non-flying E-type. But... in Zone of the Enders... Leo has a pretty... Zone of the Enders 2 Leo has a pretty cool jacket design, so maybe I'll try to appropriate that a little bit. Leo Stenbuck coming. Might as well keep her lightweight. See if I can give her something cool to juxtapose next to. Maybe I'll give her like, maybe I will give her like some sort of cool big parasol thing. Dun 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 dun. Let's see. Give her the long legs. Let's see. So she's a refugee. We have like 30. We have like 30 espers in the game. Like trying desperately not to add more espers. You have so many non-flying E-types. Maybe she can just be a pop idol. I'm really debating it now. That's the thing, maybe I can set her up for her character to become a pop idol later. Because it'd be a shame to waste the pop idol on like a introductory side character. But if I could set her up to be a pop idol later. That would be pretty cool. Fox, your character be a pop idol. In later iterations, she'll get our own robot, but she'll... Quickly! This is so relevant. You need to know if I can set her up to be a pop idol. Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, I know. It actually, it fits the lore. I'm gonna have her I'm gonna see if I can have her be set up as a have her be set up as a pop idol. So now I just need to figure out something cool to do with her silhouette. This guy's like way too tall. Proportions are not quite in line with everybody else's. There we go. Not making her look like Misty. I have an idea. Something really distinctive that I can give her. I give her like a giant scarf. That'd be pretty cool. Go along with the rest of her outfit. Like a ninja. Jetpack. I actually know what this would be. We give her like some kind of like thing. That would make her cool. Actually, yeah, if I did something that made her, like, from her silhouette up here, that she had fins, that'd be pretty neat. It has like some kind of wave board or something. She's like kind of like a surfer. Like this is like the thing she used to get out of the Iris Dominion. She built her own like miniature AEGIS robot that had jamming equipped, but it doesn't actually do anything else other than give her jamming. And that's why she doesn't have a robot. It'd be pretty cool for if every one of the $300 backers had like a lore reason why they don't specifically have a robot. They'll have abilities that are specific to giving others robots. I think Commander M's reason is just kind of incompetent. I think that's like my current lore it's my current lore reason why Commander M has no. Because like according to all like the lore, he just seems like he's kind of a screw up. But he's also extremely prideful and also kind of good at what he does. But maybe he's also kind of can't keep his hands on a robot for very long. And like the idea behind this character though is that I think she has like this undersuit, like she has like these yoga pants sort of things and like a yoga top sort of thing, and it's like this suit that was sort of attached to her, not really attached to her, it's just like clothes, but it's to help augment her to be a commander. Is like it was like experimented on a little bit maybe in the Iris Dominion because they wanted more commanders, and maybe she's like ocean based because the Iris Dominion wanted to specifically inspect the oceans, see what's under them, because that's something the Iris Dominion would do. So maybe her entire shtick is that she is kind of like being trained or augmented or whatever to be a commander character, and that's like what her clothes are sort of for. And she just wears like some more normal stuff on top of them. So it's like they're currently the only clothes she has, but they're not really great. So she like puts on some like shorts, like a vest and stuff on top of them, and now it's like an outfit. Eventually she'll get a sense of fashion later when she's a pop star. What?
Talking about giving a robot, a little robot as a pet. So a mini G-type was suggested. This type. Or some sort of kitty. And Robot Scott says other commander goes through robots like it goes through shit.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty quality lore reason actually.
Maybe that's also why he's always in debt.
No, this one's not the one in debt.
Oh, my bad, sorry.
This is the masked guy right here who looks like Jack Sparrow is the one who's without a robot because he's probably just really reckless. And he really likes to duel people as part of this character's lore.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
He really likes to duel people, and I think he loses like half the time.
There you go. Good. And Robopet. Maybe that'd be an expansion.
What?
Okay. Triple Pod Squid wants robot pets.
Robot pets.
Yes.
Which one? Forget what that one does. Like, yeah, like, I think she actually has. Who?
Which
Oh, hey, Canvas Witch. I was actually just thinking about you earlier. It's like, wonder where Canvas Witch has been.
a lore-filled stream.
Dude, it is. So, like. So, has anyone ever read Narutaru? Because I think she has, like, a self-made miniature robot. It's kind of like Hoshimaru from Narutaru. But probably a little less malevolent. So it's like, this is the thing that's on her back. It's like a little manta ray. Because I think eventually her actual robot will be like, sort of like a big manta ray. It turns out that AEGIS robots are actually things that can exist at all sizes. And she can just use it to like transport herself and fly on top of and things like that. Yes. She can surf on it. Oh yeah, she has like this little manta ray. You know, if we actually want to give her glasses or not. Goggles, actually, though. She has a little hairband that's shaped like a K. She has her goggles right here around her neck. She's... Honestly, I should probably just give her some sort of robot snorkel, too.
Like a flying squirrel. Flies.
She has a little robot strapped to her back. That's what this little manta ray thing is. And then the reason why she doesn't have a robot proper is that her robot hasn't grown up yet, and neither has she.
Okay,
So she's like being, yeah, she's like being introduced before, yeah, so it's like classic super early foreshadowing character introduction, where she might be very relevant later. But she's being introduced now as sort of just like an ancillary character. See, so this character has a very unique shape to him. He has we're gonna staple his head onto his body like Frankenstein, and this is actually going to be a potato, and it's gonna have like those buds growing out of it, and this is proper. Very important. Who we get? I need like a photo ref for a potato. But so this obviously won't be super accurate. But then we're also gonna give it a kilt. With like get out. He's gonna have like one of those things and he's gonna have like a plaid skirt. He's gonna have big tough legs.
Oh my god. Clicked away and then clicked back. What's going on? And this Switch says that cow's looking cute.
Let's see. The joke is, now you're gonna watch me transform this into an actual commander, and it's gonna be really funny.
Robot Scots. Oh.
Yeah! Oh my god, wait. That's literally what I'm... Why has Overwatch done everything?
I don't know.
Overwatch literally stole my joke idea. These stupid hero collecting games need to stop. They're
Okay,
taking...
this is on console.
Like League of Legends and Overwatch are going to have a monopoly on every character design. Like, we're not going to be able to design characters anymore without them looking like an Overwatch or a League of Legends character or a Dota character. Or a Battleborn character, lol. It's free to play now.
I think it's dead.
Let's see, so what do I want to do with this? The Commander Boulder. Figure this out. It's gonna be sweet. You're gonna like it. It's gonna be like, here I am the dog, the big bad dog. Yeah, I'll keep the kilt. I don't know what culture on Aegis land wears kilts, but it seems alright. Yep. Yeah, I was actually thinking about that as I'm drawing him. Maybe that's actually funnier that way. So this guy probably isn't actually coming in the box, but there is a joke that's been running with us for the longest time about dev commanders, like commanders based on all of us developers over here. And Ryan has had this one idea for the longest time, and now that the game's actually coming out, maybe we can finally do dev commanders someday. Of like a G-type robot that's like a thunderball that rolls around. The Thunderbolt. Make him literally look like the Scotsman. Give him like some wheat. He has like tattoos going down one arm. My biggest, he has like tattoos going down on one arm. That shows how many robots he has crushed. Gonna make it look a little bit more like Ryan. I mean, it's hard, Ryan. You don't really have a sense of fashion. I can't just draw a commander that wears sweatpants. Draw you in that one purple shirt that you own. I forget what your casino outfit looks like. You look like the damn kingpin. Make you look snazzy. How do I make you look Aegis commandery?
Purple Squid says I can't just draw sweatpants. Then what is that? Oh, there's pockets now.
Yeah, there's pockets. They're not sweatpants. Sweatpants have pockets. We make them like full dress pants by adding these seams, pleats, as they are called, I guess. I'm glad that I predicted that.
If you wore sweatpants.
Maybe that's like the source of all problems in the world. is the fact that they make sweatpants with pockets and then encourages people to wear them outside the house. They should really just put an outlaw on sweatpants with put it in, but yeah, they need to like make up some laws against sweatpants with pockets. So how do I make you look less like just some jerk? These other guys. Zoom. Add more doodads. I'll give you some power gauntlets.
Ooh.
They're for eating chips. See here.
Good says I had ravioli today. Can they be free? Ravioli. Specifically with his hand. Of course.
The ravioli eating power gauntlets. Alright, seems good. Other people also have requests. Ryan, do you like bolo ties? What was that one of those things that you used to had?
Please no to bolo tie.
Giant bolo tie. I'm gonna put a bolo tie on your hat. There you go. Big freaking giant gunbuster gauntlets. And steal them from Rios. Put some like super techie highlighty doodads on your pants.
Ravioli.
Oh no, she's gotta rescue the ravioli.
What is that?
For when the gauntlets aren't good enough to power through the ravioli, he has this giant, fully automatic, retracting knife called the fork. Or the fark is automatic, it does not start with an O.
So you know, some people crowd squid. Don't do a giant fork and then knew it.
Don't do a giant fork. Don't do he's doing the giant fork. Perfect. Get the big man giant weapon that fights the robot raviolis. Like, add like these cool like a robot proof vest. And then, just because you're in Aegis land, I'm gonna give you goggles on your golfer's hat. Put over your sunglasses. Solid. Alright, so let's see, to go over it again, let's see who we got here. So, in the Kickstart Dawn expansion of the Aegis core box that everyone is going to get, we have 5 new commanders. We have Commander J, who's a shonen hero who got special powers via putting himself in incredible debt. We have Commander L, who is inspired by the Day of the Dead. She is the last in line of original robot architects and mechanics, and she cares more about robots than people. She is very interested in excavating and restoring ancient robots, because that was her original family's job, and I guess the job turned into more of like a spiritual thing as generations went on. Commander V is a capitalist baron from the Great States, or he's like a lobbyist in the Great States, and he really just wants to dig up tons of robots and sell them off because they're worth tons of money. He's gonna get that profit. And so he's wrecking up Jurlon's town. And therefore, that's why he rises up to fight him. Then we have Commander SH. So, Commander SH is a different kind of capitalist baron. She's from the Sector Authority, and she's much more benevolent. And she really just doesn't like Commander V at all, or the whole idea of this robot war at all. So she's been stoking the flames in productive ways. So she sold Jurlon, Commander J, a great power, and put him into debt forever. But she's over across the ocean. She's not really super involved, but she's involved in a lot of stuff throughout the Five Nations War. He is rich and benevolent. Let's see here, and then again, none of these characters actually represent the people who submitted them. And then over here we have the game Double H. Finish your shoe. Okay. We got the game Double H. These guys are 2 brothers who co-pilot a single robot. And one of them is all about defense, the other one's all about offense. These guys are not completely confirmed yet and are the highest they are the most subject to change. But so yeah, 2 brothers, offense and defense, and they're out to, they just kind of bomb into battles between certain nations, and they go and steal their robots, but not in the same way that Ixa does. They kind of have like a system where they go in and they poach robots like they're wild animals, and then they're able to sell them either back, like they're taking it hostage, or they sell it to another country. So yeah, these guys are like American pickers, but for robots. And also kind of like poachers, but for robots. Then over here, these guys are these guys are commanders that don't have robots in the game, they just have abilities that you can equip onto robots. We have Commander M, who is a masked duelist character who likes to find and challenge people and duel people a lot and fight them on their own terms. He gets a little bit overzealous. He goes through robots like Jack Sparrow goes through ships, which is why he does not currently have one to use. And then we got Commander K, who is a young girl who escaped from the Iris Dominion via assembling and figuring out how to activate a really itty bitty tiny version of an Aegis robot. So she makes her own little Aegis robot that is an E-type that looks like a manta ray that she carries around on her back, and she's able to fly with it, swim with it, surf on top of it, and she uses that to escape and help her friends escape the clutches of the Iris Dominion. She was originally raised as a robot pilot in training. The Iris Dominion is trying to augment her, or train her and augment her abilities so that she'd be a better commander. So she could go explore the deep ocean and figure out what's down there, because no one really knows what's down there. But inevitably, she, along with a bunch of her buddies, escape and cross the border. And then we have Commander Boulder, who's not coming in the box, but it represents one of our developers, Ryan. And maybe he will actually be a real commander someday, along with the rest of the dev team. We'll release a special promo pack for them. Alright. So those are 7 of the 10 final commanders. The last ones don't quite have designs or characters yet. Let me think. Scott needs to give me some info on what his character is, at least the base of it. And then one person hasn't gotten back to us much, and then the last $300 backer is also just in the middle of talk, so I haven't gotten to draw him yet. So, alright. What backstory? Oh yeah, so in case everyone's wondering, Commander Boulder's backstory is that, well, he has power gauntlets that help him eat ravioli, and when his power gauntlets aren't strong enough, he whips out the fully automatic reactive knife, which is the weapon on his back, and it spells fork, except it's pronounced fark, or the other way around. And he fights ravioli that way. That's his it's his mission to beat all the ravioli in the world. And you're laughing now, but maybe in a few years we're gonna introduce an enemy that sounds strangely like the word ravioli, and it'll make a lot of sense. And he'll actually fight beings known as raviolis. So yeah, these guys, obviously not all final designs, but can you send that? Yes. I don't know. Send that in the. I don't even know how to receive that, but everyone should probably just look at that picture.
It's already in the chat.
Good.
So it is good.
If anyone's looking at the replay of this chat, make sure to look at the chat replay too, and look at the ravioli robot that Yamilcho drew. All right. So I think that can wrap me up for today. It's almost dinner time on the East Coast, and I can maybe take a nap and keep working on this game and getting it in your hands. Yeah. So all very, very exciting. Gonna have a lot of commanders to use in the box, and it's gonna be sweet. Especially, yeah, these guys are all gonna be really cool. Very, very excited. I'm much more excited now that I have a clear picture of them in front of me. So that's gonna be sweet. Alright, have a good one, everybody. I'm going to sign off, and I will see you all again on Wednesday. Kettle is still on vacation in Antarctica, fighting penguins or something. So, I think Wednesday might be another art stream. And if it is, well, I'll see you then. Alright, see you later.